Hey friends, we just ordered a backyard studio on Amazon. Fingers crossed. Hey guys, my name is Cody and I'm a graphic and motion designer. And because of COVID, I've had to work at home a lot more than I normally would. And so, to be honest, our house just isn't made for that. It's really tiny. And we decided it was time to beef up my setup. So we turned to Amazon and bought a backyard studio. I am wanting to capture as much of this process as possible because I have a notion that you are thinking the same thing and wondering if this is a good option for you at your home. We're all kind of in this new territory and trying to figure out a healthy way to balance our work and our lives. When we spend so much time in our house, it just gets really convoluted. When you look online at these websites or on Amazon, you notice that there really aren't very many reviews. And that's terrifying. I have no idea what's going to be delivered to our house, if the quality of the wood is going to be good, if I'm getting ripped off. It is such a question mark because no one has really documented what this process looks like. And so that's kind of what I'm hoping to do here for you. I want to just fill in some of those blanks, and I want to be really transparent about whether or not this is a good purchase. I really hope it is. You probably noticed that I don't have the shed yet. I don't have any of the parts laying around, or else I'd be showing you those specifically. We just ordered it this weekend, and it's supposed to take 5 weeks to arrive. It's actually being shipped from Estonia, and then it has to go through customs in New Jersey, and then they ship it locally to us. I'm classifying this video as part 1. You should definitely subscribe so that you can get all of these videos as I create them. I wanted to quickly tell you that this is not a hands-off project. There are a few things that we have to do before it arrives, and then there are a few things that we have to do after we build it. Before the shed arrives in 5 weeks, we have to build a foundation. That is not included with the shed. That's all on you. I'm actually renting a stand behind skid steer this weekend, and we're gonna grade this area over here so that we can lay down posts and build a gravel foundation. You can build whatever kind of foundation you want. This is the one that fits our hill the best. And once we finish the foundation, the next step is to just build the thing. We have to wait for it to come in, which I said is about 5 weeks. They told me, you may be wondering how it arrives. They told me that it will be coming on a flatbed trailer, and there will be someone there to unload it into our yard within 50 feet of that trailer. It should be in 3 feet by 3 feet, 3 feet across, 3 feet depth or tall, and then 8 feet long in like just a bunch of different packages of that length. And they're all shrink wrapped in plastic to keep all the moisture out of the wood. So once we get all the materials here, when we build the shed, there are 2 things that have to happen afterwards. We have to insulate it ourselves. That's also not included. And we have to roof it. We have to put some sort of shingles or tin roof on the top. Additionally, we're choosing to run electric up here so that we can have lights, and then I can use my computer equipment. And then also we're gonna put in some sort of heat and AC unit, just a small little unit. Okay, 2 more quick things before I wrap up this video. Number 1, I wanted to tell you where we bought the shed. Number 2, I want to tell you why we bought this shed. I actually still don't know what to call it. I keep calling it a shed or a cabin or a studio. Maybe I'll just stick with studio. We bought our studio from a company called Allwood. We found it on Amazon. My title is a little bit misleading because we found it on Amazon. We were ready to purchase it through Amazon, but then we discovered that it's a little bit cheaper if you buy it directly from Allwood. So we went to allwoodoutlet.com to purchase. The exact cabin that we purchased is called the Arlanda, and they have 3 different sizes. They have the Arlanda XL, and then the Arlanda XXL. We purchased the XXL, and I'll tell you why. We have been desperately in need of a shed. Our house is really small, and then on top of that, we put a wall dividing a portion of our house off for Airbnb. So our house went from being a pretty small house by itself to being a very small house, which we really enjoy living that way. But we've been anticipating buying a shed for a long time. But there was a problem. All the sheds that we looked at, no one was able to deliver them up this hill that we live on. There's not enough room to fit in between trees, and then the slope itself is really tricky. So then we moved into this idea of building our own shed, which is really we were really optimistic about this idea, and we stayed on it for a long time. We found our favorite plans. We looked at renting a truck so that we could get all the materials to and from. But logistically and timeline wise, it just started to feel really stressful. And I think that's going to be a question that a lot of you have, is could I build this for the same price as, or cheaper than if I bought it from Allwood? And I don't know the answer to that. I think that there is definitely a convenience factor weighing in there for us, since we don't have a truck and we'd have to take tons of trips to the hardware store because I don't know what I'm doing. You know, it's going to be a lot of trial and error. And it just, to me, the idea of having all of the pieces pre-cut, all of the materials, all the screws already in a package for you, everything is there and everything is thought through. That was the tipping point for us. Seriously, it's as close to IKEA as you could ever find. And not to mention, they're built in Scandinavia, just like IKEA. So same thought process. Anyways, to tie all of this together, we bought the XXL version so that we can have a shed on the left side. So we're gonna build a partition wall down the middle. The left will function as our shed and the right will function as my studio. We are not adding plumbing to this. I'm just gonna continue to use the restroom in our house. Okay, I will leave you with that for this week. You should subscribe. For one, I make videos every single Tuesday. But secondly, I think a lot of you are really going to enjoy watching this thing come together and to be able to tell whether or not it's a good purchase for you. I'm terrified. I have no idea if it's going to be a good purchase or not, but that's what I feel like. I'm taking one for the team here, and I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to do it and document it. So I will see you guys very soon with an update on our studio.